45 years searching in the shadows for the unknown. One team, one passion. These are our chronicles. We've seen things that nightmares are made of. Do you believe in ghosts? The following footage you are about to see is raw, unscripted footage of a paranormal investigation of an alleged haunted location by the Southern Indiana ghost hunters. Any evidence, if any, that is found within this footage is the interpretation of the Southern Indiana ghost hunters, but may not be the only explainable reason for such evidence. It's up to the viewer to decide.
Located on US 27 South, just outside of Winchester, Indiana, is the Randolph County Asylum and Infirmary. Built in 1853 as the Randolph County Poorhouse, the original building was wood and housed 16 residents. Just a year later, in 1854, the building caught fire and was destroyed. Fortunately, everyone got out safely and no one was injured. From 1855 to 1856, a second two-story building was built of brick. However, the bricks were hastily fired and would not hold up. The building literally started to fall apart and was demolished due to poor conditions. From 1898 to 1899, the current 50,000 plus square foot building was erected. Sitting on a 350-acre farm, the new building boasted 6 large wards, several private rooms, a laundry, kitchen, and separate dining rooms for men and women. The property had 7 outbuildings and a cemetery which is unmarked, but is being researched by owner Dan Allen along with others. There is believed to be 50 plus people buried in the cemetery, but about 80 years of the farm's history are missing, so it is thought to possibly be more. At its full capacity during World War II, there were 93 residents at the home. Built to house the poor, homeless, disabled, mentally challenged, and those with no one to care for them, the poor farm closed in the early 1990s and became Countryside Care Center in 1994, housing 12 residents until closing its doors in 2008 to 2009. It was then used as a county storage facility. The asylum is an amazing and beautiful building, full of history. It has a feeling of comfort and home. But like all historical buildings with so much history, there is a bit of darkness and negativity in certain areas as well. Several deaths due to TB, the cholera, age, hanging, rape, and possible murders are also documented in the building's history. In the early 1920s, Winchester County Commissioners instructed ambulance crews to take excess bodies picked up to the asylum until the morticians could get to them for embalming. These bodies were stacked up on the floor along a wall in the basement. In 1925, 3 Winchester morticians set up an embalming table. Once embalmed, these bodies were wrapped, sealed, and stored in the building's food cooler. Shortly later, 3 ladies at the asylum passed with cholera. A lot of the town folks were upset by this and started talk of the morticians food poisoning residents of the farm, and the makeshift morgue was quickly shut down. In 1926, Wilson Calvin, a resident whose job it was to feed the cows, was throwing bales of hay down from the barn into a wagon when his glove got caught in the twine of a bale and he fell to his death. In 1938, resident Ida Gonkel, who suffered from syphilis, hung herself in her bedroom with a piece of her mattress ticking and a broom placed across pipes near the ceiling. From 1939 to 1940, a wealthy retired judge with no family paid to live at the farm. He knew with the war coming there would be undesirables who would not be drafted. With no jobs, money, or homes, these men would soon be residents, and the judge wanted to help keep these men in line and keep order at the farm, protecting the other residents. He, along with the caretaker, would purchase a jail cell in Winchester and place it in the building and hold mock trials in the attic when these derelicts were caught doing wrong. They would then be punished and locked up for a short time. The jail, as well as a set of shackles, were used to hold any criminally insane people brought to the asylum by mistake until the state police could pick them up for transfer. In a 2-year time period during the thugs' residency, 3 other residents would be found dead with pillows over their faces after not coming down for breakfast. There is also a large storage room in the basement that has a very bad feel to it. We were told 2 or 3 thugs chased a woman who was doing her laundry into this room where they beat, raped, and killed her. In 1943, an 8-year-old little boy named Noah, who lived at the farm with his mother, contracted measles and passed from the illness. In recent years, 2 daughters of a former employee of Dan's came to the property on occasions with their mother. They would always go to what was once Noah's room, reporting that they played with Noah and that he wanted some toys to play with. Many investigators report that they have had communication with the child over the years. In 1944, 86-year-old resident John Oliver Champ fell from his second-story window to his death while cleaning it. John Oliver was living here at the same time the thugs were trying to run the place. He despised them and would report anything they had done to caretaker Studi. Studi was at the barn when John Oliver fell and saw 2 others standing at John Oliver's window. However, no one would talk due to fear of being their next victim. 14-year-old Lulu Woods moved into a room with their stepfather at the farm. Lulu became pregnant and was chastised by many. Eventually word got out and her stepfather was taken by police. She kept her baby and cared for the child herself, only to be raped and impregnated 2 more times while at the farm. A child still herself, raising 3. 11-year-old Doris Addington was left by several of her sisters on the steps of the farm after her parents were killed in an accident. The sisters all wanted to be adopted together. However, when Ida was a younger child, she had been kicked in the head by a mule, which resulted in a minor speech impediment, and they feared this would hinder their adoption. Doris cooked at the farm, where she lived her entire life before passing on-site at the age of 81 in 2004 from the flu. Historian Ted Martin gave us a tour of the building. When leaving the kitchen, which is located in the basement, Ted had shut off the lights. Later, when we went down to do a session in the room, the lights were back on. The next morning, Dave Wyatt woke to the smell of breakfast and thought someone was cooking, although no one was. Shortly later, I went down to take some pictures in the basement, and the kitchen lights were back on again. Was Doris prepping the night before and preparing breakfast the next morning as she had done for 70 years? It seems that many of Randolph's past residents have never left the building, and although there are some darker and negative areas, the place has a positive energy to it. It's almost calming and homey. It's no wonder so many have stuck around. For some it was home for years, for others all their life. Entire families stayed here together, others became like family, and many, many close friendships were made.
After our introduction to the premises, Barb, as her custom, took off by herself to get pictures and get a feel for the location. While she was doing so, she had this overwhelming thought that she'd been being followed or watched by something or someone. It wasn't until later review of the pictures that she took that she finally seen what had been menacing her. Take a look. Do you see the figure down the hall in the doorway standing on the stairs looking back at her? It's not one of us. Here's a closer look. Who could this apparition be and what was its intentions? We were already experiencing activity and the evening and investigation had just begun.
There you go. Okay.
Can you come over here by the big red round thing and make it go off?
Yeah. There you go. Get closer. Thank you.
We appreciate that. That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That is awesome. Thank you.
Now, can you make it stay on?
There you go. There's our alarm. Good job.
Cool.
Is that you, Doris?
If that's you, make it beep twice. Please.
If it's someone else other than Doris, can you make it beep for us?
Hello? I hear it going off.
So it's someone other than Doris? Can you tell us what your name is?
Okay, what's your name?
Say your name really loud, we may be able to hear it over that other little box. That way we'll know who we're talking to. Did you help Doris cook in the kitchen? Or did you just follow us in from somewhere else in the building?
Hey.
Can you tell us how many of you there are? There's 6 of us. How many of you are in here?
Beep the light for how many of you are here with us. Just flash it.
You know why we're here?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you can understand us, can you shut that blue light off for just a second? Can you step back from it? Okay. Can you stop the siren? Okay, thank you. Are you just standing there? Is that all you can do for us? You want us to leave? If you want us to leave, step away from that box. Make the light go off. I don't think we're going to get anything.
Okay, we're now in Ida's room, where Ida hung herself from the broom and a piece of her mattress.
We know it's your fault. I don't think it'll sit there. Probably the center of the floor. Okay, we're gonna try a spirit box session in Ida's room.
An orb just went right over and sat down with Amber. I've not seen a single dust orb.
I've been seeing them with my eyes, but I haven't been catching them on camera.
Which amazes me down here.
Hello? Anybody in here who wish to talk to us? We've got a round object on the floor in front of us. If you were to walk up to it, you might be able to make it light up. There's a blue light on the floor. If you were to talk into that, we may be able to hear you. And I'm holding a green light in my hand, which is going crazy.
Ida, is that you, sweetheart? My name's Barb.
Lighting up again.
Hi, Ida. I'm Amber.
Hello, Ida. My name's Mike. My name's Dave.
Can you come out and speak with us?
Can you speak with this green light? Can you touch this green light and make it light up again? Please? Did they keep you in this room a long time? We feel sorry for you for your situation.
I can't imagine the pain you went through losing a child. It has to be the absolute worst in the world. And your husband.
Sorry that you had to go through that. It's very sad.
We just backed out.
Can you hear us?
If you can hear us, can you flash the lights on this green light again? I'm reaching out. You don't have to be afraid. Can we flash it?
We drove all the way here to come to visit you. We're not trying to come to make you sad, we just want to talk.
Ida, can you tell me who gave you that broom? The night before you used it to hang yourself? I can't remember her name.
Another flash.
Can you tell us, please?
You know, you can answer us by one flash for yes and twice for no. Do you still stay down here? Are you in here with us right now? It's 3 flashes. Does that mean maybe?
It has to get awful lonely in here by yourself all the time. I know you can come and go, but you have to be in here an awful lot by yourself, too.
Switch hands.
Do a lot of people come and visit you? I hope so.
Are you happy now where you are?
We create.
Excuse me, clear my throat.
Thought I heard a no across.
Are you unhappy? I hate to think that you're not in a happy place now after everything you've been through.
Just flashing the lights on the big thing. Does that mean that you're unhappy? If that means you're unhappy, can you flash the lights? Let us know. She's unhappy.
I'm sorry you're unhappy.
Is there anything we can do to help? Why do you stay here? You do understand that you can move on. Excuse me. You do understand that you can move on and go to a better place, don't you?
I bet she doesn't.
You don't have to stay here. If you're unhappy here, you don't have to stay.
You can move on and be happy and in a beautiful place.
Be with your daughter again. husband.
Would you like us to help you? If you want us to help you, flash the lights on the K2 again so I can understand. Do you want us to leave? Do you want us to stay? Are you still here? I think she left.
Yep. Yeah. I don't like this room at all. We're downstairs in the basement in what was a storage room. This room literally takes my breath. My ears are trying to pop. Extreme head pressure.
I feel like I'm frozen to death where I'm gonna crumble up.
And then Ted told us a while ago when we did the tour that there was a good reason for the bad feelings in this room. A woman was chased down, raped, and killed in this room by the thugs that lived here. I can't breathe.
I'm having a hard time doing it. Look, I got a foot stepping on my chest.
Yes,
Like a literal foot.
Yes.
Like a foot.
it does.
Normally it feels like a concrete log. But it feels like
No,
a
this feels
foot.
like somebody standing on you.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
And a headache.
Oh, I got cramps on that too. Is there back here somewhere?
That's it right here on the shelf.
Sick in the stomach.
A lot of crunchies on the floor.
If there's anybody in this room who'd like to communicate with us, can you please do so now? Either making a noise, moving an object, stating your name, or can you touch one of us? There is a blue light that I've set on my shelf. If you were to speak into that light, we may be able to hear you. Would you be willing to do so?
Yep.
Can you speak a little bit louder, please? We had heard that something bad happened in this room. Do you know something about that? There's a round object on the shelf just below the blue light. Can you walk up to that and touch that object, please? It won't hurt you. It'll just make a bunch of lights go off. Let us know that you're here. Is there anyone in here at all with us?
It's me moving. Is there a woman still down here in this room?
In my hand, I hold a green light. It's a device that if you were to walk up closer to it, you might be able to make other lights come on. You don't have to be afraid of me. Can you reach out and touch this light? Try to communicate with me through this light by making the other lights light up.
Oh, I just seen a white light. I don't think it was a bug.
You don't have to be afraid of Mike. He's a good guy.
And the camera just went down to 1/3 on the battery. There it goes again. There's an orb flying around. Please come forward and talk with us. We mean you no harm.
I'm gonna help you if you can.
I know you're here. Somebody's here.
Zero, zero. Zero, zero. I don't think we're gonna get anything.
No. You didn't think we're gonna get anything at all?
I was telling Mike finally we gotta lay down.
Oh yeah, that's, yep.
Alright, we're back. You were talking a little bit ago before you drained our battery on the camera. Let's see if you want to come back and talk to us some more. Alright. Are you the same person?
No.
No.
Who are you? Can you tell us who we're speaking to, please? You still in here with us? Lulu, are you in here?
Does anybody in here know Lulu? Okay. What happened to Lulu? Are they them green lights over there. If you touch it, it'll light up. Yeah, the green. Or there's a round box on the floor here. If you go up and touch the antenna on that, it'll light up and make noise. Yeah, it is pretty cool. We're looking for Lulu. Do you know where she's at? Can we talk with her? Not yet.
When can we talk to her?
Did you say we could, Doug? Yes. Just not yet? Well, then I guess we're just stuck talking to you then.
Were you here before this building was built?
You're not going to get much more information out of this.
No.
Well, I'd like to thank you for talking with us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. We're going to move on. We'll see ya.
Somebody say bye.
Yes.
Bye.
While we were investigating Lulu's room, it seemed that there was a man's voice that came across that was more dominant than any other figure that would have been in the room, and it seemed to be suppressing Lulu from speaking with us. Could this be the voice of her father? We weren't for sure. But while we were doing our investigation with the spirit box, Amber Royalty was taking thermal images, and she caught two interesting images. One we believe may be the father or an unknown man, and the second one may be that of Lulu herself. Take a look. Could this be the head and shoulders of Lulu's father? And could this be Lulu herself? It's up to you to decide. Hello, Joe. Are you in here? Come here to speak to John Alger. You're here.
okay if we come in and visit with you?
Hey, John. See that green light? Yeah, that one right there. I'm sorry, can you flash that light again, John? So I know we're speaking with you, please. Yes, I'm listening. Hello?
John, we weren't here when this place was busy, but we wanted to come and pay our respects to you and tell you how great we thought you were for everything that you've done. Trying to run these thugs off out of this building. Sounds like you were the only one around that would stand up to them. Did they shove you out that window when you were cleaning it that day?
That wasn't a cool thing to do.
Pretty awful over there.
I know they were never made to pay for what they done here, but I guarantee you they're paying now. You don't do things like that and get by with it forever. They were real pieces of crap, weren't they? Is anybody in here with us? We didn't quite catch that.
Gotta get up and work tomorrow? Working here. You know? Hey, that too.
We all heard footsteps, bangs, and other unexplainable noises throughout her overnight in the building, and Mike actually watched his closet door open on its own after laying down for the night. Earlier, as we were setting up for our first session in the men's rec room, Gabe and Brooke had noticed something blocking the light out, off and on between the door frame and the door to the sanctuary. I stepped out into the hall and looked, and after a minute or two, it happened several times again. I then headed down the short hall to the doorway to try to find out what was causing it, and walked right into a very cold and dark field of energy. Gabe and Brooke watched from behind and reported seeing a large dark mass walk right through me and into the room ahead of me. During our tour with Ted, I began to experience head pressure while in the basement. The closer we got to what we found out to be a large storage room, the more intense it got. When I walked into the room, I got chills. A huge feeling of fear and downright panic to the point that my knees were knocking. We were then told the thugs had chased the female resident into this room, beating, raping, and killing her. I then knew why I had had those feelings. Myself, as well as Amber Royalty, experienced feelings of fear, anxiety, and depression upon entering Lulu's room, almost as if we were picking up on her sadness and despair. The air was very heavy and it was hard to breathe, and these personal experiences continued throughout the session. I can't even imagine how this child herself was able to keep and care for 3 babies conceived the way that they were.